Should we use a physical KPI and action board or an electronic way to facilitate our meetings? I think that is a false question. Let's dive into it. Hello, I'm Tom. Welcome to my channel where we talk about continuous improvement in an industrial setting. And today we'll have a bit of a shorter video about an important topic that I see popping up more and more, and that is that discussion of should we move our performance meetings to digital? Let's skip the physical boards because, a lot of time to fill it in, or actions will be removed, it's not easy. Let's go full on digital. And honestly, the worst thing I hear from time to time is let's not change our KPIs yet, even though we know we need it, we know we would like to discuss something else, but the company, some central team, some consultant is going to come up with an update and relaunch our digital system. So anytime we put into improving our meetings and our performance boards right now will be a waste because, in 1 or 2 or 6 months, we will get a new system. And then I think, oh, you are wasting so much time and possibility to make effectiveness right now. You see, I do not think that there is a real choice. You can have a very good hybrid system of boards. So you have a meeting, a bunch of people together, and your goal is to check how your factory is doing and make actions, drive actions by those people to improve your performance today, tomorrow, in a week. If for that you need some KPIs telling you how it went yesterday, that's fine. I'm quite sure you need a list of actions to capture what you decided everyone would do, because that also keeps you accountable. But these are all tools. The whole idea is that you just have to maximize the effectiveness of obstacle removal and real performance-driven action by those people that are in the meeting. Now, do they join by video? Are they all in the same room? Are they with a bunch in the same room and a couple on video? That is not really the thing. It depends all on, can we get good performance-driven action out of this group? And the same goes for the board, right? What I see quite often is that a bunch of KPIs is very available electronically. For instance, OEE is often coming out of the line computers, right? So your process computers, they generate all kinds of tags on how the machine is working, and that automatically generates OEE. And we can just put those KPIs that we have on the big screen or the projector or whatever digital way we have. You see, when we are downloading from OEE software, putting that onto some PowerPoint slide, then printing that PowerPoint so that we can put the paper on the wall every day, right? It might look nice, but come on, that is just a waste of effort. You do feel that, right? And still, I see many companies do it that way because it is nice and standardized. Another example is the physical KPI board. And here we already take really a couple of steps, I think, in the correct direction. When we say, okay, we're not going to print it every time, we just take markers and we will put the KPI values on there manually because we're there anyway. But if you're going to take a report from Excel or your OEE software or whatever computer source, right? And just be copying all of those numbers onto the board, it's also a waste. You don't have to really choose between them. You can have a couple of KPIs that you register on a board because it is easier, and keep in the same frame of view for the meeting, because that is an important part, as a digital board that gives you a bunch of OEE and time and production and whatever statistics. And the same actually goes for the action board. Many people really like to make the action board digital, but there's a whole bunch of problems with that. So the good thing is you save all the actions. What is good about that? It's easy to then afterwards show it to auditors. Really, if you in your company have a good working action system, this shows everywhere. When you have got some government or consumer organization or internal audit or whatever type of audit, right, ISO type of audit, when you have them come in and they are in one of your meetings and they see that the action board works and they can see some log from another meeting when escalation took place, they are happy because they do not, auditors do not demand that you keep the actions registered. They have a whole bunch of other things, right? They want you to improve your action management. They want to have evidence of that, preferably. So are you overdue on lots of actions? Do you check that the result from your action is also sustained, a couple of days or weeks after you implemented it? Such things, yes. You don't really need the digital list for that. The problems come in when the list is growing and growing, when you have many lists, when the list is not on screen at the same time that you're checking the KPIs. Right? So you're often losing some screen real estate because the boards we put up in our rooms are generally a lot larger than the screens that we put in the room. So things like that really detract from making this a tool that drives action by the team. So make it a hybrid. Now, one of the more common ways I've seen this work as a good hybrid is to focus the KPIs a bit more on digital, because they tend to more and more come from our systems. We can put into this digital system a couple of manual KPIs, so if they are limited, right? So when 80% of your KPIs is automatically generated from your systems, and about 20% you fill into a list or an Excel file or whatever, but just to get it uploaded into your data system, great. Also, almost always, KPIs are something, the base data you would like to collect. So quite often, putting in those manual KPIs on, let's say, the shop floor level, the system can then automatically use them in the higher levels of your PCS meetings. Good use of technology. And then keep the actions on a physical board. You don't need to escalate all of those actions in an electronic way. Hopefully you do not have so many actions that are escalated everywhere that you need an automated system to take care of this. The good reasons to put them in a digital form is that you can more easily check your actions from behind your desk somewhere else. That's definitely easy, especially a big part of your meeting is not offline. So if you are physically in different positions, definitely. And then if you really have an online meeting, of course, also keep this online. But if you generally come together in one room, nice physical board, it is a bit more difficult with the validation, because usually you have to do that quite a bit later and you would like to clean up the space on the board. But here is also the great thing. A physical board limits you to the maximum number of actions. And we've been talking about that in numerous videos, that most meetings, 12 or so, is the maximum number of actions you want to capture for that meeting. When you go over that, discuss with the group, what are we really going to do? What is keeping us from completing the actions? Because, again, the performance meeting is not about the KPIs. It's not about a beautiful action list. It is about driving, so that is also driving performance-related actions by the people who are present to improve today and tomorrow and next week. Those actions need to be done. And if that is not really working, get back to the team, ask for help, make sure you remove obstacles. Get that system running. When I see an electronic action list with 50 plus actions, I already know they're not getting done. When we get a physical board with just a couple of actions on them, 6 or so, maybe 9, great first indication. When all the dates are also nicely in a short time frame, and there's clearly a person behind there, especially if the actions are written in different handwriting, so hopefully it was the person who took the action that also themselves wrote down the action, absolutely super. Real nice psychological ways to help you drive performance-related actions by your meeting team. So please, people, go hybrid if that is easier for you. Incorporate a little bit of nice digital stuff on a big screen or projector to get the automated data, but don't feel any obligation to fully make the transformation to a digital meeting and KPI system. You have my permission to also keep using physical boards, physical parts of the meeting. In fact, I would recommend it for most companies. Now, I hope you liked that bit of discussion. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, any questions you have on PCS or other daily meeting related stuff, drop them down in the comments. But even more, what did you think about this? How would you handle digital, physical, hybrid type of tools for your PCS meetings? Let me know that in the comment as well. And then for now, I wish you the best of luck in your performance management. And as always, don't forget to enjoy the continuous improvement journey.